What's happening, troops? Welcome back to another video here on the SharpDiv YouTube channel, and in this video today we preview Motherwell versus Rangers at Fir Park. Now every time that I hear Fir Park I can't help but think of Wee Goggs' intro, the Fir Park Tunnel.
99 out the Fir Park Tunnel.
But let's get into the football. The former Motherwell manager Steven Robinson has of course resigned, and he's been subsequently replaced by former international, Scottish international, Graham Alexander, and also Burnley penalty extraordinaire. If you remember, you remember. Now, I think we can all concede that we probably did not expect this appointment. Me personally, I thought that Tommy Wright was going to get the job because he knows the league, he knows the players, he's got experience, he's got a good track record in this league as well with St Johnstone. But it wasn't to be. They gave it to Graham Alexander. Graham Alexander has had 3 previous managerial jobs: Fleetwood, Scunthorpe, and most recently Salford. In his first managerial job at Fleetwood, he managed to get them promoted at the first time of asking from League 2 to League 1. So he knows how to get shit done. Subsequently though, which is maybe a wee bit of a track record in his CV, the following season the performances started to drop off a little bit, and he was relieved of his duties. After making a name for himself in League 1, it was Scunthorpe who came calling for his services next up. And again, in the first season, he got them to the playoffs to get into the Championship, but they were put out by eventual winners, Millwall. And again, as time progressed, he ended up parting ways in 2018. Step in, Salford City. Now, if you know the lower leagues of England, you know that Salford City have got a wee bit of this. So they went in, they got Graham Alexander, he got them promoted into the Footballing Pyramid, into League 2. He then got them into the lower leagues cup final, the Ramsden's Cup final basically of England, and then the game was kind of delayed and such for COVID reasons. They went into the new season, he was 5 games unbeaten in the new season, and he was again relieved of his duty. So Motherwell have went out and they've actually made an ambitious signing as manager. Let's get into this Motherwell team then. And let's look at the last 5 league results. Going back 5 games, it was a home loss to Celtic 4-1. That was followed up by a home loss 1-0 to St Mirren, a home draw 0-0 with Aberdeen, a home loss 2-0 to Killie, and in the most recent game it was 1 each away to St Mirren, which of course was Alexander's first game as manager. And if you've watched my last video when we spoke about the Motherwell St Mirren game, you'll know that Motherwell went to St Mirren, who are kind of in form at the moment, and they played really well in the first half. So it's an improved level of performance. Can they bring that into the Rangers game? Only time will tell. Next, I want to look at the last 5 fixtures at Fir Park between Rangers and Motherwell. We know how the game went this season. It was 5-1 to Rangers. They absolutely trouted them, wiped the floor with Motherwell. You remember Jordan Jones, of course, got in the score sheet. Cedric Itten got a double. But in games gone by, let's work our way backwards to 4 games before this one. Starting off with the most recent, it was a 2-0 victory to Rangers, followed by a 3-0 victory to Rangers. The season before, a 3-each draw and a 2-each draw. But you need to go all the way back to 2018 for the results. And everybody knows fine well, Rangers have progressed a lot since then. And if anything, Motherwell have degressed. All in all, it's been a good hunting ground for Steven Gerrard and his team, and the team should be really confident going into a game with a team that has been accustomed to being called relegation candidates this season, and quite rightly so, because with the squad that they've got, they've been underachieving big time. Rangers' form this season in the league has been absolutely impeccable. As you probably know, it's been 15 wins in a row, and they'll go there and they'll try and make Motherwell number 16 in that list. Although in the previous few victories against teams like Hibs, St Mirren and Celtic, the levels of performance from Rangers was a wee bit lower than we came to anticipate as well from the standards that they've set so far this season. But me personally, I think the performance levels versus Aberdeen showed a change to that trend. And I personally think that the 7 days preparation is a major factor in the level of performances changing. And unfortunately for Motherwell, Rangers have had another 7 days to prepare for them. Let's look at how both teams match up. In the last game there, Motherwell played a 4-3-3, of course, versus St Mirren. They started the game with Kelly in goals, a back four of O'Donnell, Mugabe, Gallagher and Carroll, Campbell, O'Hara, Polesworth in the middle, and Watt, Cole, Hasty up top. I don't personally see Motherwell shaping up like this versus Rangers, but you just never know what Alexander's going to bring to the table. Of course, in the last match-up between the sides, Stephen Robinson basically created his own formation. Every one of you bastards stand on the 18-yard line, and that's pretty much what it was. But believe it or not, that was supposed to be a 5-3-2. And if you look at the players and the personnel that Motherwell played that day, they went with a much more workmanlike midfield. Polesworth was of course missing, and the strikers that day were Lang and Watt. So my question to you guys is, how do you think Motherwell will shape up in this game? Will they stick with the 4-3-3 or will they revert back to the 5-3-2, which they've played twice so far this season versus Rangers? My guess is that they will revert back to a 5-3-2 in this match, because it did work for large spells, even though it was like a 1-5-5, which we've already said in the previous encounter. And Alexander's going to probably look at this game and just see it as a free hit, because they aren't expected to get anything from this game. With that being said though, with the 5-3-2 formation, it's been an aggregate score of 8-2 so far this season between the two sides. So Alexander might just go for it, might just go for the 4-3-3. We'll see, that's what makes it so intriguing though. One thing that certainly will be different though is that Liam Kelly will start in goals for Motherwell. And if you're a Rangers fan that's kept a close eye on the progression of his career, you'll know that when he went to Livingston, he was really impressive. So it's not going to be easy. Rangers, of course, you know how we're going to shape up. It'll be a 4-3-3, and it'll be very interesting to see what is going to happen with Ryan Jack, because Steven Gerrard in his press conference today said that he's back training with the group and he'll make a decision on whether he will be involved in the Motherwell game or not. Now, my hunch of course is if he's going to be involved, it will be as a substitute. But it is interesting to look at the Rangers midfield, which has been predominantly over the last 3 or 4 weeks, Rebo, Kamara and Davis, and to ask the question, how long will this continue before Ryan Jack is brought back into the fold, because he won't be watching on and want to be a substitute. He'll be wanting to come on, impact that game, get his spot back in the Rangers team. And with Stephen Davis playing so much football recently, it could be him that comes out and we use him a wee bit more sparingly to reserve his energy, because of course he is getting on a wee bit. However, he has been such an important part of the puzzle for Rangers this season. He's been magnificent. But I think Ryan Jack will start asking the questions of Steven Gerrard, and I think he will start putting them back into matches in the league. The backline pretty much picks itself. The only question that you've got going into most games is, will Balogun continue to play beside Connor Goldson, or will Hollander come back in? On current form, I don't see Leon Balogun going anywhere, but it might be a wee area in the park just to keep your eyes on. Hadji's level in the Aberdeen game and his impact in the game kind of deteriorated a wee bit. He wasn't as good as he had been in previous weeks, and of course Kent Morelos were absolutely firing. However, this is going to happen with young players, and with him just getting his place in the team again, I'd like to see him continue in the front three. You can't just have one kind of ineffective game and be back out, so I'd like to see Hadji start in this game yet again. And a reason for that is, if Motherwell do go back to their old 1-5-5 formation, then his killer pass and his ability to make that pass could be the difference and could be the catalyst to allow Rangers to go and walk over the top of Motherwell. What are your thoughts on the team selection for both teams? Is there some guys that you want in there that I haven't said? Let me know in the comment section below. Nextly, who is your key men for both teams? Now, the key man that I'm going to highlight in this video is somebody I've already mentioned, and it's Liam Kelly. To get a result versus Rangers, your goalkeeper needs to be in inspired form, and if they want to get anything from this game, he needs to make big saves in this match. In his time at Livingston, it was 68 games, conceded 71 goals, but he kept 26 clean sheets, and I think he'll need to keep another one at the weekend if Motherwell want anything from this game. My key man for Rangers is Alfredo Morelos. The Buffalo Soldier was back to his best last weekend, scoring a brace, and if the myth is to come into fruition that Alfredo Morelos only ever has good half seasons, then watch out Motherwell. He's now on 6 league goals, which means he's 5 behind the leaders, Tav and Nisbet, who are on 11. And we all know Alfredo Morelos on form can do that in 2 or 3 games. So I think they need to keep a wee eye over their shoulder, because this man is after them. Well, I hope he is, you know. I hope he's back to his best form in front of goal. There was every indication of that in the last game versus Aberdeen, so keep everything crossed that it continues. I want to know your suggestions as well for the key men for both teams, because there is a lot of candidates. So how will this game pan out? Let me know what your predictions are in the comments below, of course. My prediction depends a lot on the Motherwell approach and if they're going to be super negative or try to match up versus Rangers. But I am going to stick my neck out there and I'm going to go Rangers 3, Motherwell 0. The performance levels in the last game versus Aberdeen were much improved, and Aberdeen are a much more superior team than Motherwell when it comes to consistency within this league. But to use some boxing terminology, styles make fights. In saying that, never hook with a hooker. So if Graham Alexander goes with a 4-3-3, it could be a bloodbath. Please tell me there's some boxing fans viewing this, otherwise that's going to go right over the head. So let's just see how Alexander approaches this game. But that's me giving my thoughts, you know, nobody really cares about them. I more care about your thoughts in the comments below. So get involved down there. And if you want to catch me anywhere else, all of my socials are in the description. But that is going to do it for this video. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate you taking time out your day to tune in. I hope you are well. Hope everything's going well, because we're living through some turbulent times at the moment. Stay positive. I've been SharpDiv, you've been yourself, and I'm out.